Hi, I'm Delit, and I want to share my love of cross stitch with you. Today I have Better Homes and Gardens Cross Stitch Christmas. This is from 2004. And we'll just take a closer look at the cover design right now. Very cute, sort of Scandinavian looking Santa. And these magazines, they're kind of more like a book. They have a lot of designs in them. It's mostly just designs and not a lot of other magazine features. I'll show you those first and then we'll look at the designs. Have your table of contents, which just shows a few of the designs in the magazine to give you an idea of the style of designs and the variety. I believe this is the design in the magazine that I have started. And 20 years, or 19, and now my cover has come off, just barely. Here's some more of the table of contents with a couple more of the designs in the magazine in the pictures. Then they have their kind of editorial or introduction to the book. And in the back, they have another section called Cross Stitch Basics. So that kind of just tells you how to cross stitch and what you need to do to get started on the projects. So the next page has more of that information. The stitch diagrams are very nice. They're helpful for what they're calling here decorative stitches, the embroidery stitches besides cross stitch that you need to know for some of the patterns. And that continues on the next page as well. And then you have a section on fabrics. And they go into plenty of detail, everything you basically need to know. The next page talks about stitch threads and then calculating the finished design sizes, all of which you need to know before you start your project. If you are a beginning stitcher or you haven't really cross-stitched that much, they tell you the needle size for the fabric count that they recommend based on the size of the needle and how well they work in the size of the hole. But really, it comes down to what you feel comfortable stitching with. My mother has a size needle that she feels comfortable with based on how big the eye of the needle is that she can fit the thread through. And so I'm comfortable with a smaller needle. And even though I can use needles smaller than that, I like them to be of a certain strength so they don't break. And so I don't go with the smallest needles for that reason. My mother likes the gold-plated needles as she had learned that they slide through the fabric easier. So she likes to spend a little more money and get the gold-plated needles. Okay, we'll start with our first design. We're just going to do a magazine flip through where I just show you all the designs. The magazine contains information on how to complete the projects, the different kinds of things you need to know. But we're just going to look at the pictures. That's nice for just making a pillow. You could just frame the saying for Christmas, Noel. In the back of the magazine on the last page, they also just make an ornament using the Noel. And that's something you can hang it on your tree, or some people make the wreaths that you hang the ornaments on, or put it around the doorknob. Okay, and just so that these Better Homes and Gardens, they're very nice because their patterns are in color. They're not just black and white. Okay, these are some ornaments. Little gingerbread man is really cute. Okay, so this next section has some ornaments that are all kind of similar. They're called roly-poly toys. And they've also shown here that you could stitch it on a dish towel and give it as a gift or use in your home. Could probably, yeah, there we go. And then all of the patterns are right together. Next, we have a little sign. And then they have some ornaments to go along with that. I have to put this down. It wants to slide out of my hands every time I try to hold the magazine up closer. Here is a bookmark, is what it's called. Excuse me. A couple more ornaments. And they've shown how you can stitch these on towels. We have our patterns for all of those. And then we have some pillows. Those are really pretty, not just the stitching, but the sewing for the pillows. If you're not someone who sews, then you could just frame that. Here's a nice Noel. I really like that with the old-fashioned Christmas ornaments. Here's another Christmas sign. I'll hold it on an angle like this. That's one of my favorites. Then come the patterns. We have a very small nativity scene here. And then we have more pictures related to the Christmas story. This is just beautiful. And here's the Holy Family. I actually like the picture with the angels bringing the message to the shepherds better than the Holy Family. They have some beautiful cross stitches of the Holy Family. That one's nice, but I have seen others I like more. Here we have a different part of Christmas. That was an ornament. This is an oven mitt. And here we have a couple of stockings. Cross-stitch stockings are so nice. Here's one with a snowman, although I like the one with the forest animals better. And then they have the patterns, which includes alphabets for personalization, and a pretty alphabet for the one stocking. The other one's a little simpler and easier to stitch, therefore. Okay, here is a different way to take an approach to a Christmas sign. And this is a bell pull with a snowman. This is a kind of a cushion or pillow. The gingerbread man and the sugar cookies are really cute, and the peppermint. Okay, here we have, so the sign, and I will try to cover up the pattern, um, where they had the different letters that spelled winter. You can use to make a personalized tag or ornament for someone. They give you an alphabet that you can use to personalize any of the symbols, the sweater, scarf, mitten, hat. They have a glove and a mitten, and then I guess that's a boot. This is the design I mentioned. I think this is the one that I had started. It's on really dark fabric. If you've never stitched on dark fabric, it's harder to stitch on dark fabric. It can be really frustrating. It helps if you put a light behind the dark fabric. That helps a lot. It's about the only thing that helps. You wouldn't wouldn't have to stitch this on a dark fabric. You could stitch it on a shade of like another color, but it really does look nice on the dark. Here is another decoration. And here's the Santa Claus. Feels like a Russian Santa Claus with his fancy fur-lined jacket. Looks like they've used the snowflake charm on that. This is really cool. I really like this pillow. Now you could frame it. You wouldn't have to put it in a pillow, but wouldn't that be an awesome pillow? And this is the design on the cover. This is just beautiful. I love that he's stringing popcorn. I don't know if there are a lot of designs where Santa strings popcorn. Certainly not as beautiful as that. And here they have taken the same Santa and made a nice decoration. So you see they give you the instructions on how to finish that off. You can probably figure it out yourself, but it's nice that somebody else has already done the thinking for you. Then comes our patterns. And here we have some snowmen. And that is a towel, it looks like. Very friendly snowman. And here we have a snowman family. We turn it. To make it easier, we'll just do it like this. Cute little Christmas trees and a birdhouse to go with the snowman. Here's another snowman on a really pretty fabric. Not a ton of round designs in this magazine, but that one is nice. And then come the patterns. And that's all there is in this magazine. I say all there is, but all there is a lot. And a lot of beautiful designs. I think I would probably stitch all of it. Leave your comments for me below. I love to hear what you have to say about the magazine that I showed you. Or if you have other Better Homes and Gardens Cross Stitch Christmas magazines, if you have stitched any of the designs, if anyone's given them to you like as a gift or you inherited them, or if you just want to talk about Christmas cross-stitch designs or cross-stitch magazines or cross-stitch, I would love to hear what you have to say.